Ladies and gentlemen, another best of three down here in the lower bracket. Vici versus Keen. Let's see if the power is going to be here for Vici with this sniper lineup. Did look a bit of a different draft. The fact that we didn't have Drought touched upon until the very end, and it is definitely a good job right that it was taken out, as you would not have wanted that to be there alongside the sniper if you're Keen Gaming playing against Vici's lineup.
Yeah, it did seem like it was a game of chicken a little bit between the two teams. Like, who's going to take it? And if you do, it seemed like they had an idea of what they wanted to play versus the Drought from both sides. So yeah, actual four-man smoke from Keen. Looking to try to get something on the aggressive. I think the purpose of this is because what we're talking about. They're going to struggle in the lanes unless they get matchups that are absolutely the best for them, like this tri-lane that they're probably going to try to do. Just, you can't have this Underlord versus the Monkey King. So right now, trying to scout lanes, get some of that information for themselves.
DY will be there on the high ground, so we'll be aware of this move from Keen. But yeah, as you said, this whole sort of Monkey King, Underlord, at the same time, will Vici Gaming try very hard to force that matchup, or do you have to sort of accept that Keen Gaming's just going to keep moving that Underlord away from the Monkey King?
Vici's just going to keep trying to force it. I mean, you even see the item build. He went for, we've seen this a lot now actually in this tournament, it's just they pull tangos to the safe laners. This time it's even scarier because they pull tangos to a Monkey King. So Monkey King now starts with that Orb of Venom versus that Underlord if that's the matchup that he's going to get. But you see, just like Panel was talking about, just like Kyle was saying, they're aggro tri-laning, put the Underlord top so he can try to get that matchup. You have to expect Vici's going to respond. And they are already. And scouted out immediately. See that ward placed down bottom by Vici early on. They were well aware of the three heroes positioned here. So they get the lane reads and immediately swapping it up.
And we'll see how much sort of that affects those first few waves with these musical lanes going on.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting that they did make the NP support this game. It is going to be Yang playing the Sand King this time around. So they switched it, even though most of the times it's actually been, if not almost all the times. I think I went through 4 or 5 or 6 of their last games, and it was Yang playing the NP. He usually does like Crimson Guard into the Orchid, but yeah, he's playing Sand King this time, so change up.
I mean, the last 2 games, of course, that he did play the Prophet were not too great, so maybe understandable that Vici Gaming wanted to try sort of the hero in a different capacity.
Yeah.
And put Yang on something a little more solid, a little more robust. A hero that's a little harder to feed on, the Sand King. It's going to be pretty tanky down the lines.
It's good to have farm on the Sand King this game anyway. He's your initiator. Look at their lineup. He's going to be the one that's the frontliner as well. He's going to either go for like a tanky build, probably looks like a Vanguard or some type of tanky build to run at Keen and eat those spells.
See up top already. Old 11 just feeling the pressure of this duo, this Monkey King Disruptor. It's not going to be nice. Bottom lane though, Keen Gaming. That's where the real pressure will be as Kaka finds first blood, able to collapse in and on top of Fade's Nature's Prophet. The tri-lane doing work already down bottom.
Yeah, they have an okay way of dealing with treants. It's not the best, but the cask is one of the few ways that you can, you keep them disabled for that extra duration, that 5 seconds, and then you can actually bring them down a little bit easier. They even get a side pull off too, and now Kaka actually can make rotations. So this is a good start in the bottom lane for Keen. But like you said, Old 11's gonna really struggle, and Underlord as a hero can be a bit tough if you are behind. You're not what you want to be. Your idea of the hero is you want to be this tanky frontliner that you're just absorbing damage. You're throwing that your atrophy on the opposing heroes. Because in this game, atrophy, it used to not be great versus sniper, but now the fact that atrophy R is 1200 radius, you actually can't avoid that as a sniper. So if he does get some farm, he can mitigate a lot of damage coming out.
We'll see how much of a difference having Kaka up top is going to make. Well, 11 as it is. Kaka is here, but still, Paparazi's able to just walk in, get the Jingu Mastery stacks up, and Old 11's dead. Kaka will roll forward, but his Underlord's already gone. It's having this Earth Spirit here, it doesn't seem like it's going to do much on these early levels. Paparazzi, very unfazed.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that bait. If he can get it at the right time when the Monkey King's low, but it's also a risk, because if you roll in and you don't kill him, then he Jingu's both of you. Yeah. He gets you both with the Boundless Strike. You can both die, exactly.
Kaka, he has got the roll. Will be blocked by DY, and that means that they do land the Boundless Strike, the Thunder Strike as well. Kaka's just going to die. Again, this top lane from Vici Gaming, it's a big worry for Keen Gaming. Whoever you put up here is going to be under threat. As bottom, Dark, skip Burrow Strike. The Vita Restoration should be able to keep the distance into the trees, but incredibly low on both the health and the mana. Old Chicken has managed to pick up the Soul Ring.
Now that they've started to move away, though, Sand King can opt to go for your Caustic Finale levels. Now it's a bit scary for the Spectre without the Earth Spirit down here. Old Chicken's still getting farm, like you said, but definitely a little bit gonna get slowed down whenever Sand King gets...
They roll in onto Paparazzi. He only needs one more hit to get that Jingu Mastery build up and does have the Boundless Strike if he feels pressured. Use the Boundless to make sure that he has got the Jingu and can lifesteal up a bit on the creeps.
Yep, make sure to put the 2 points in Jingu in this lane, of course. You're versus these double melees. I think you're probably likely gonna max it in this one just because you're versus Underlord. Mid lane we haven't talked about much, but Yi is owning this matchup. 16 and 12 to the 11 and 1 of the Sniper right now. He's having a fantastic time. Got a good, I think, a 25 damage Link at the first level, which really just set him forward to having a good start in this lane.
And is there sort of difference expected between these heroes, or do you sometimes see a Sniper do pretty well in the 1v1?
I've seen Sniper do pretty well in this 1v1. It's just usually the Razor backs up, and then he can just get that farm enabled because, yeah, it's Razor. But, yeah, this time he's just doing excellent.
And up top, you're going to have Fade TPing in as well to make sure the Vici Gaming get these kills. They'll be able to pick off Old 11. Paparazi still staying alive momentarily with the lifesteal. Will go down. But again, it's another trade where Vici Gaming are coming out on top. They will lose the Monkey King, but they get 2 heroes for it.
And you know what? Your Disruptor is never sad about this. We see DY, he's almost level 4 on Disruptor this early in the game, and we've seen what a high-level Disruptor can do at early starts. You just keep catching people off guard, especially when you're playing versus a team that can be kind of greedy with a Spectre, Underlord lineup. You have a Disruptor with high-level Glimpse, can definitely make plays all over the place.
And again, you know, it's just Paparazi 22 for 12. They may have been able to kill him, but his farm's still pretty impeccable on that lane.
Got those bounties coming out now.
So a lot of work is going to have to be done by the Razor, as you say. Having this start, he is going to be the force that can turn up, can sort of throw a spanner in what the Monkey King wants to do in the fights.
Yeah, he's
get a good static off.
He's gone for the 0 points in unstable for now because he's playing just for the lane. So Plasma Field, when you're playing versus these like high-range heroes that you can't actually get on top of, is the build that we've been seeing get. He also went for a Boots and a Windlace. So this actually gives him that slight little movement speed boost to be able to get on top of the Sniper and keep the Link.
Yeah, and any sort of gank on Ori could set up a good kill. But at the same time, Vici Gaming, they've got a similar idea. They're bringing the wraparound in onto mid at the same time that Keen go forward. Kaka's roll is going to be blocked off by DY. So now he's separated from this attempt to gank that's trying to be made by Keen Gaming. Yi's in trouble. He's trapped in the Sprout. That's going to be the Razor dead. See if they can find at least Fade as they'll chase down the Nature's Prophet. They do get him. They'll roll forward for DY. Paralyzing cast stuns him up. They'll get the 2 kills here, Keen Gaming. But they do lose their Razor for it.
Literally the exact same rotation from both teams. We've seen them do this earlier in the tournament too. These teams really like that 5-minute smoke rotation toward mid with the catapult wave. And that's exactly what it was. They both actually did it. And now we have Old 11's getting some space, at least in the jungle, to farm. But that means it's an absolute free lane for Paparazi up top. And that gives all the movement, all the time in the world for your supports to make decisions of where you want to move on Vici. So Keen, definitely a bit scared for them on how many aggressive plays they can start to make in the upcoming few moments. Spectre's still doing okay, though. Old Chicken has done great in that bottom matchup, although we see the Sand King start to take control and push him out of the lane. Still almost level 6. So they will have that Haunt available. And a early in the Shadows also on Kaka.
And with Kaka, they've got that good setup as well.
Yeah.
Being able to roll in, kick a fight off, and find that situation where Chicken's able to come in and pick up the kills at the end of it all. DY is there with Old 11. You see as well Fade playing around with the idea of TPing in. Old 11 having to be so careful about getting anywhere close to that top lane, as Paparazi is just going to be a nightmare to deal with in these early stages of the game with the amount of farm that he's got. Not only him as well, of course, down bottom, Yang continuing to free farm on the Sand King.
Yeah, and he's actually going to be going for, instead of like the Vanguard, we've actually seen this one, it's the Veil build. He has so many magic damage instances with his team too that also makes you very tanky. It is definitely a very good choice. And they have, I mean, when they get their level 6 on the Nature's Prophet on Vici, they can look to make even more aggressive plays. Because like we said, Keen, they're going to be on the back foot after this laning phase just because of the nature of their heroes. And yeah, Underlord catching up is definitely a scare. He's got Soul Ring and he's got some boots if he wants it so far, but very squishy.
There's a wrap around on mid. They've got their eyes towards Yi. DY starting things off with the Thunderstrike kinetic field as well as the Shrapnel's down. Ori and Fade close the gap, trapped in the Sprout. Yi will fall. Vici Gaming, this time they'll get the kill without any sort of answer coming in from Keen. Keen, they've got their eyes set up on top. They'll look towards Paparazi with the stun. They've got a Haunt coming in as well from Old Chicken. As they'll dagger through, it won't actually connect on him immediately. So Paparazi, he tries to get the ult off, will be silenced. There's 4 heroes going for him. He has got Boundless in a second. He can turn and get the lifesteal off. If he can line it up on a few heroes, he gets a couple of them. They'll still roll in upon him, paralyzing cast out. They will finally get him. Takes them a long time though. And a lot of heroes.
They missed they missed their dagger, they missed their kick, they missed a lot of different spells there, and yeah, it cost them quite heavily. Now the Haunt is down, and like we said, Vici, we're gonna expect them to just respawn and run directly at Keen.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes where they don't have to worry about that answer to any sort of aggression that Paparazi looks to start.
This could be a nice move, though, that maybe Vici does not expect it. It's an immediate smoke by Keen trying to set up for onto the sniper.
Definitely could be overlooked, as you say. They don't think the Spectre's ready to play, so they don't expect these sort of ganks. Or he steps too far forward. Keen could have a good shot at this, and they're going to try for it. They'll roll in, won't find the connection. He's under the tower. Cast he'll use, multiple TPs coming in. As Ori, chased out by Kaka and Yi, they get the kill upon him. But Vici Gaming, they'll make sure they find some sort of a trade. In onto Yi, trapped by the kinetic field. Yang will run him down with the epicenter. As Yi should fall, ticking down to the urn. Kaka, can he save him? No, there's a glimpse back as well on Yi. Gets him back into the claws of Fade. Look at the last touch on it. So a trade in the mid lane.
I like that. I think he may have even died just to Caustic, but glimpse him back just to make sure you can get the urn charge too and not miss a kill just by likely. So you still see, the kill. They do get the sniper, but we see Vici always going to be responding. And if you look at this, they just always have somebody farming in the top lane that nobody can contest on Keen. Paparazi respawns and just runs directly back up there. And they have the top 3 net worths in the game so far. Even though Spectre is not too far behind, definitely feeling concerned for that Razor and Underlord. As these heroes, like Razor, sure, he can catch back up, but if you're too far behind in an early game versus a hero like Sniper, you are quite squishy.
Down bottom, old 11. Trying to go here for the setup. They do have the Static Storm. Power strike out onto the two of them. Old 11 and Kaka are trapped as they'll both go. Vici Gaming playing very nicely around that rune spot down bottom. Kaka trying to help out old 11, but just as it was up top, it doesn't work out. He cannot keep his Underlord safe.
I mean, they're so high level, like I was talking about that top lane, how they were able to just keep getting kills. DY and the Nature's Prophet of Fade are both level 6, and the supports on Keen, neither of them are 6 just yet. So big experience discrepancy coming into play there when they try to make any plays, and immediately they're looking for more. Paparazzi's hunting. They've got the NP ulti bouncing too.
That's a good bit of damage to start it off. Doesn't go for the primal spring out. They have DY's control. Boundless into the drag back. Kinetic field's down as well as the Wukongs. Yi is trapped here with Paparazi. More glory for the Monkey King as this Echo Saber gets closer and closer. Vici Gaming now rocking a 4K lead. 5K, it's growing at just 11 minutes in.
Yeah, it's definitely getting so scary. These 3 cores and the 3 cores and even the supports, everyone in the game on Vici are keeping up to pace. It's only 11 minutes in, and you can feel just how on the back foot of plays making it Keen is. With this Underlord, when they have old 11 on an aggressive offlaner, when he's playing these Darkseers and stuff, he's just running, making plays nonstop, right? But in this game, he got shut down super hard in the laning phase, and his hero doesn't do that.
That'll be the glimpse back as well. They had the vision onto the Razor. That she dragged straight back to base by DY. Having Paparazzi in the trees, they had that setup. Kaka's now left alone. Sprouted, body blocked as well by the treants. Vici Gaming clean up the Earth Spirit, move on to the tower. Getting these objectives, playing fast, and Keen Gaming are struggling to keep up.
Yeah, they don't have their way, on Keen, they don't have their own way of pushing a tower, taking an objective either. So right now they just have to kind of, you see what old 11's doing bottom, he's cutting creep waves and pulling them to neutrals so that the creeps can at least try to put tower pressure. But yeah, they can't even get too much out of the moves from Vici. They can't make moves on the opposing sides just because of how this laning setup went up. 12-6 already. They have Haunt available, and they do have their level 6s on their supports now. So with a Magnetize, with their Urn and their Witch Doctor, they can look for fights, but Vici is always ready to fight. They don't really have any long cooldowns they have to wait for. They don't have some Haunt. The longest cooldown they really have is an Epicenter in this game.
And these here too, I mean, Keen Gaming, they just have to let them fall.
Yep.
There's no way that they can turn up and put a defense together once Vici Gaming get this push on.
And not when they're this much on the back foot. I mean, old Chicken Share, he got the treads in the Soul Ring, but level 8, ways away from any type of impactful item.
Paparazzi Echo Saber complete and on its way out on the courier.
Such a quick timing coming out for Vici. Do they have anybody building actually a medallion on their team just yet? Not quite yet. So the Roche is still going to be a bit hard for Vici to just sneak into to try to go for since they've got this huge map control. But you'd have to imagine that's probably next on the menu for Fade after the Spirit Vessel's finished up. So firm control of the game for now. They even have good vision in both sides. They warded their own jungle, and they have deep wards too to watch when Keen tries to make any moves out.
Keen just have to somehow make sure that old chicken gets the space for this Radiance, but he needs a lot of time for that. And if Vici Gaming continue to move around the map as such, he's not going to get it. They move to mid, take the tier 1, tier 2 away. Suddenly, this Spectre's map is going to be entirely shut down. And some of the differences now between the cores are really just blossoming for Vici Gaming. You see the Sniper, 6K net worth. He's nearly 2K ahead of this Razor. That in the mid lane matchup, it was a good start for Yi, but that has all fallen away. Yi just hasn't been able to keep up and hasn't been able to find any action that he can get started as a Razor in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been Vici kind of running at them, and Ori got a lot of time to just sit back and farm the jungle. He's been doing that for a bit now, up to that 93. He has the highest last hits in the game in comparison, so.
With another smoke movement here from Vici Gaming, they could have a good shot at catching out Old 11 once again. He has got both supports behind him. As they'll jump in, Paparazi commits straight away. They get the silence down, but the static storm's there. Kinetic Field won't control them, but with the glimpse back, they will manage to grab Old 11. The Nature Giraffe bounces in, kills him off. Again, Keen Gaming just cannot do anything against this team fight and quick moves of Vici Gaming.
They got the successful scan there too. They knew that those heroes were down there, and a great burrow strike by Yang coming in, catching the two of them. And just this Veil coming into play too. This extra 25%. The Wrath of Nature bounces through, and I don't even know how much it ticked through, but NP did 1,600 damage in that fight just from it. And a Spirit Vessel, so much damage coming into play, and yeah, Keen, it's looking real hard as we do have bounty runes coming up, and they will be at least to claim 2 of them here. But they're starting to lose more and more map control by the minute.
And just in the chaos of these team fights with the stuns and the silences, it's so hard for Keen to get their spells off, and they're not going to have any sort of significant damage at the moment, especially with Yi being forced to go for that hood build on the Razor because of this high magical output with the Veil that Vici Gaming have. It's going to be a slow start for these cores on Keen Gaming that ideally would be making space, creating plays for the Spectre to farm. Top lane, Old 11 is going to walk out on his own. This Monkey King causing so many issues for this Underlord. He will be able to kite him up a little bit, but Fade TP's in, keeps his eyes on him.
Rotations are coming.
Paparazi is a little hesitant on going in, but he doesn't even need to with these right clicks as Old 11 will fall. Paparazi tries for the TP out, but they will cancel it. Paralyzing cast, Keen Gaming get themselves pretty much the first big kill they have this game, and will finally take Paparazi off the map.
It's a great kill, but they have to bring literally all 5 heroes in order to get out of it, and look immediately what we see Vici doing. Mid lane, they draw the line, push it out, top push it out too. So they got a little bit there. At least they get to slow down Paparazi and bring themselves back. That's the important thing. But it was a haunt committed and all heroes brought down as well. But it's something they needed to get something on the board after these last few moments.
But definitely, so far, you really feel this game that the idea of taking sort of Old 11's hero pool out of the game, it's worked very nicely. You forced him into a position where you had a quick and easy counter, quick and easy answer, and you can really see that as Old 11 just is struggling to get into this game. As again, up top, Veil, Epi straight in on top of him. This is the game plan from Vici. They just focus Old 11, ruin his game, ruin any chance that he has to play the aggressive offlaners that he wants to. And it seems to be the way of dealing with Keen, as it's making the game look pretty simple for Vici.
I mean, absolutely. Right on the nail. This is exactly what I was going to talk about. Just 6 heroes banned. You have 6 deaths on Old 11. They're just making his life miserable.
As Dark, he's gone. Vici Gaming can get the push on the mid lane, look to take another tier 2 tower. Just 17 minutes in, taking full control of the game. All 3 cores zooming ahead.
And every time they do make these aggressive moves, they get aggressive vision down too. They have a base ward down already. But now Keen.
Let's get a good roll in on the back. Gets the silence onto the 3 of them. See if they can actually get the kill though. They get the Burrow Strike Yang onto Kaka. Kaka's still alive. They've killed off Ori. Can they get more, Yi? Looking towards Yang. Boundless Strike holds them back temporarily. They get themselves a second. This first time again, Keen Gaming will take a good trade. Let's see if they can maybe hunt for more as they'll chase down Vici Gaming. Fade just turns though. Paparazi as well trying to continue the fight going. Death Ward is there from Dark. So Paparazi backs away. They've still lost 3 though. Fade TPing out in front of them will escape. So just as Keen were able to get the 2 kills, they still end up losing overall in terms of numbers. As they lose 3, Paparazi's got a DD here for him. He has a completed Maelstrom on the way out.
that was very ideal for the way that that fight got set up for Keen too. Sure, they didn't have their haunt ready yet, but they got a 3-man pit. Atos goes off, it gets repitted as well. They get a beautiful magnetize coming through, but Vici just showing they still do have that net worth advantage, but it's buying time. We have Old Chicken, he's pretty much got the relic finished up.
And that definitely is the big turnaround potential. If they take a bad fight, Vici Gaming, into a Spectre with Radiance, suddenly you start to see that gold flowing heavily into the hands of the Spectre.
I think that's why we see them do this. They're like, all right, let's get this Roche just in case of anything so we can at least be protected in these next couple fights. One, we're looking to take these last 2 tier 2s and assert the last control of the map. With an Aegis, it's going to be so much easier. And now Ori actually has an item to be able to displace himself a little bit too. He's gotten the Hurricane Pike finished up on this sniper. Because as we saw in the last fight, if he gets collapsed on, he's absolutely dead still.
See
this ward does see all of Keen up here right now.
It gives Vici this valuable information. They hover around the north side of that tier 2. Keen Gaming could get baited into going for a defense. Unlikely though with how close the Spectre is to his Radiance. They don't want to mess around. They need to get that done. Just over 1,000 gold, and the recipe will be there. But Vici Gaming, they're looking to play fast with that Aegis. They do not want to give that opportunity for the Radiance to be completed.
No, they have to know a play is happening around the bottom side of the map because they have that ward vision, so they can look for someone here and hunt. And Dark will be the one to actually break the smoke. They won't be able to find him.
And Kaka as well with the roll away. Will be able to separate himself up top, old 11. He's found his old friend here. And in fact, he is gone. That's a big one. Paparazi actually entirely isolated from the rest of his team. Old 11 finally getting some revenge for the constant sort of beatdown the Monkey King's been giving him in the whole game, as he gets that set up for the team to come in and kill off Paparazi.
And Keen is not even hesitating on using their haunt. In that situation, they had it, like majority of the heroes there, but they want Old Chicken to get involved in it, and that, I believe, is him getting the last hit, and it is him finishing the Radiance after a couple more creeps, but if he pushes out too far mid, they could look to go on him. Very scared.
They do have some means, of course, Vici Gaming to help against that Radiance fade. Of course, with that completed Pipe of Insight, there is elements of magic resist there in that sense, and block to keep their cores alive, make sure that Paparazi has a chance of being able to get the Jingo up and potentially kill off the Spectre before a lot of the damage is done.
Yeah, it is an incredibly value BKB or pipe game. I mean, you look at Keen's draft and there's not really any physical damage on them. It's all magical. Even later stages of the game, sure, Spectre, you start to build it up from there, but even then, Spectre's physical damage is weird. It's not your usual, like, straight up hard carry. It's just this very AoE dispersed kind of damage that comes out from your passives.
It's old 11. Having to stay very hidden.
He's recovered pretty well, though, right? That Atos has definitely paid off, gotten him a couple extra setups to look for the kills, and going close toward a Vanguard. I mean, Crimson Guard's going to be pretty value versus a Sniper and a Monkey King, always.
He cannot afford to show himself here, though, with the 4 heroes pushing in. And this timer where there's no Horn, it's not time to fight. We'll TP out before get the full vision and any potential for an Assassinate or Glimpse to cancel it.
They have to be so careful when they are doing those split pushes on the side just because of this Glimpse. The potential to get outnumbered easily on the side of Keen when they do not have Haunt available is definitely there as they're invading right now. Kaka.
Found Kaka. Setups there, DY. He'll have more than enough control. Using the Static Storm as well to make sure that they get this kill. He cannot roll away too much magical damage with the Thunderstrike, the Veil. Kaka will pop. See how much can be done whilst one hero is down on Keen Gaming.
Fade is going to be so farmed in this game on Vici too. So they're going to have 4 cores. I mean, he's already pretty much up there with the Sanking.
Paparazi will just walk up and take a kill on Dark. Both supports gone. A little bit of a window where Keen Gaming have to play incredibly defensive unless they get Ori on his own. He is totally on his own pushing down on that bottom, but still very hard for them to get on top without Kaka in the game.
He's got an Aegis too, and there is ways for them to kind of collapse there, so a bit scary for Keen still to make an aggressive play. Tough game, it really is. Every time they do split up on the map, like we said, there's just so many different ways for Vici to jump around and catch them with their high mobility. And Vici, they're just looking to find these BKBs so they can fight versus that high magic damage that we're talking about from Keen. They almost have a BKB on the Razor too, so at least he'll have a little bit more of a presence in being able to actually be a frontliner in these matchups, but there's such high physical on Vici still for this Razor.
I mean, yeah, if he can BKB and just walk on top of the sniper or the Monkey King with the static link.
Yeah, as long as he can get on him.
Yeah. Which, yeah, certainly is going to be hard to do so, especially with smaller things like the Sprout being able to hold him back. Control them if they haven't got methods of cleaning out the trees.
This is definitely a timing, though, for them. They've got the BKB, they've got Haunt, they've got Radiance.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, this is the fight for Keen.
Yeah,
if they're going to start swinging the game around, this will be where it happens.
Aegis reclaimed in about 10 seconds as well, so they're trying to time all of it together for themselves here. Old Chicken is kind of showing himself up top. He's still smoked, but he revealed a dagger and he's Radiance burning the creep. So they know the Spectre's top in the smoke. So now they have to expect this.
Yeah, a lot of pings coming out on him as well. As it looks like Keen won't be able to find any of the bigger targets. Well, Yang is still on his own, but with a blink and a TP, the whole smoke movement from Keen Gaming will be circumvented by Vici. Not to be caught out by that one. Keen Gaming will have to try again another time.
They at least got a deep ward down during that smoke, so they can keep some tabs of where Vici is, and it was not dewarded. It's actually a bit of a different one. I don't see that one too often. And they know that the movement's going top. You see the line is drawn immediately from Dark. They probably know that Vici's playing up in that top jungle at the moment anyway.
I mean, for Vici Gaming, it's how much of a rush is there against this Spectre? Is it a game where at a certain point the Spectre is just going to do so well against sort of the Sniper and the Monkey King in terms of just getting on top of them with the Haunt that you do not want to let this one go late? Or are you still pretty relaxed if you're Vici with the lead you have?
I think you're still pretty relaxed, is just because you have that lead, and I actually have seen Snipers itemize versus Spectres. It's not great, but you throw a Satanic in your build and you can try to go for it, but Old Chicken now getting ran down here.
Trying for him. They get the glimpse back as well onto him. Into the boundless, Old Chicken's gone. The exact catch that they'd hoped for. Getting rid of the Spectre. They may lose a hero in return as Yang, initiated on by Kaka. He'll go down. Without the Spectre, will certainly put Keen Gaming off trying to make any other plays happening. Fade, TPing away. The rest of Vici Gaming will get out. But also Keen being able to take away Yang, that could make it a little harder for Vici to fight back. Fade straight back in with the TP. BKB delivered to Paparazi. Paparazi hanging around with the ult, will be silenced, but with that BKB delivery, he's ready to return the fire as he goes towards Kaka. He tries to lead him with the BKB, but he's taking a lot of damage. He has to keep his distance. Dark's now the focus. He's got a death ward down. Ori popping the BKB, snipes down the Witch Doctor, looks towards Yi. Razor's dead as well. As Old 11, he'll try his best to run, but Paparazi, he'll chase this one forward, jumps in with the Primal Spring. Haunt is now used as the Spectre's back in the game, but already there's 3 dead on Keen Gaming. Desperately looking for Ori. They will get the sniper, but they may lose everything for this here as Old Chicken, the only one left alive on Keen. He'll try for the TP out, but the damage is too much. Vici Gaming get the team wipe.
Oh man, those BKBs, we talked about how important it can be for Vici when they get those, and we just saw the difference there.
Getting out and just in time for Paparazi. It literally was just delivered to him.
I think for Ori as well, for the sniper, it was just delivered like just a few moments before that too, and he got bouldered on, he got maledicted, he got cast, he had a death ward hitting him, and then he just pops BKB, isn't able to turn the fight, and now this could just be a Rax. There's nothing available for Keen. They expended absolutely everything in that fight. And
the whole team fight's gone for Keen Gaming. No Haunt, no surprise measures to use against this push from Vici Gaming. They'll take a tier 3. They will back off as Keen Gaming do respawn as the 5-man. But now a 14k lead and the base beginning to get opened up by Vici.
And we see more and more of that quad core that I was talking about. We see Fade. Fade has surpassed Yang on the Sand King by a significant margin, almost having a full sheepstick finished up on this NP. 9-2 and 15. He's been having a really good game. 24 out of the 29 kills. Is always involved with that Wrath of Nature. And that also allows you always to not really feel as threatened, right? You're like, oh, we're versus Spectre, late game can be a bit concerning, but when you've got this 4th core farming incredibly well, you just definitely do feel more comfortable. And yeah, they've got such a good lead right now anyway, so they're probably not thinking too much about that later stage just yet.
Paparazi quickly in and quickly out. Keen Gaming. And they look to go for this. He's trying to at least poke out potentially a BKB charge from Paparazi, but he's holding on to it. He's not spooked as of yet. On the high ground, Dark looking towards both Yang and Ori, but Ori just turns and just peeps him down, snipes away the Witch Doctor. Keen Gaming, they've had 1 casualty already. They need to make sure they don't give up anything more. They will be careful, getting back towards the high ground. Old 11 trying to stand as the wall between Vici and Keen. But so much action going in favor of Vici Gaming. They've had control of pretty much the entire game. That Radiance pickup hasn't seemed to be big enough to allow Keen Gaming to get back a hold of these team fights.
No,
it's just not enough with the sort of the deficit that they're at.
And it's so scary. You know, we mentioned how Yi, he went for the hood, he went for the BKB. Sure, he's got all this mitigation versus the magic damage, but there's so much physical damage still that comes out from Vici that he runs in and he just starts getting peeped by the sniper, hit by some of the Wukongs, and even the NP, right, clicking him a couple times. It all does add up. So he's really struggling to be that frontliner for his Spectre to kind of just pick off the back line. Epi.
Do try for the Epi, but already backing up. He finds a different target. He's able to get in onto Yi instead, and Yi just goes down. He'll take that. Didn't get the Spectre jump, but a Razor jump's just as good. Old 11 slowed up by the Echo Saber. Paparazi's on him. 11 is dead.
They found Kaka too.
There'll be the buyback from Yi. Kaka tries to roll his way out of it. They have the Haunt, the Silence, but Paparazi's got the Wukong's command down. BKB popped by Ori. BKB from Yi trying to get on top of the sniper. Will be able to keep the static link going. They'll look towards Yang. Yang uses himself up. Old Chicken's still alive. They'll kill him off. Paparazzi triple kill. The Wukong's command continues to do work, but he'll finally fall. King Gaming, they get the Monkey King. They'll look towards Ori. Ori standing his ground, sniping down Kaka, looks towards Yi, but Ori's gone. 3-man burst strike from Yang. Is there any follow-up? He's got the Sandstorm, but they've got the detection. King Gaming, they'll kill off 4. Ooh. They strike back hard.
2 buybacks needed for them to be able to do that one, but they get everything in the midst of it. They were all clumped together.
Maybe had to pick up some freebies on the back of this fight. Dark is taken down to the Spirit Vessel. Nature's Wrath bounces in. Fade will clean up another. Holding on to that advantage, but definitely signs that Keen can take a fight. And as you say, it is with those buybacks in play. They have to use the extra units to actually get on top. But they do manage to do it. They kill off Paparazzi, Ori, Yang, these 3 big cores that have been having quite a free game so far.
Yeah. And Ori in that fight too. Ori was just sitting in the back, just peeping away. He had all the attention focused onto the Monkey King, so he was able to just sit back there shooting, but he was in the AoE of that Atrophy Aura, so the damage is reduced significantly, and it really was Vici just clumped inside of a pretty tough place to fight versus what Keen had at that moment, right? They have the Firestorm going down, they have the Magnetize spreading, so it's a lot of damage in that small little area. And it was after the Wukong, of course, was starting to end too.
And you never know, I mean, with the importance of the BKBs of Vici Gaming, if King Gaming can keep the game going, make sure these BKB durations get lower and lower. Old 11, he's able to get the ult off before the Static Storm's laid down, so he'll TP himself out of there back home. Gets away from that Static Storm play. Not quite quick enough there from the Disruptor. But yeah, the BKBs start to get low. King Gaming, they definitely have that sort of later game window where they can really punish the Vici Gaming cause if Vici cannot sort of fight perfectly around the durations. As soon as the BKBs are down and out, they are vulnerable to Keen's heroes.
Yeah, definitely. Just continuing to watch Fade in this game as this Nature's Prophet. I mean, I've mentioned it so many times. He's just so farmed. He's even level 20 already early on. So now the frequency of his ulti, 45 seconds, that 25% cooldown reduction talent, very strong when you have a Hex on top too. So another factor that Keen does have to watch out for. As they are immediately smoking with I believe that is a fresh picked up Blade Mail. Yeah, fresh Blade Mail on Yi. So one of those ways we've seen Blade Mails versus snipers quite a lot, of course, in the past. And a full Manta for Old Chicken, so they're starting to pick up these items, but still at that 16k deficit. But the experience is starting to trickle down. Big smoke, though, by Vici.
See if they can jump Dark. In position, really, to block off any sort of smoke movement from the low ground. King Gaming do have that favorable position. Vici will wrap around the south, but nobody else is over this half of the map. King Gaming very much prepared.
They've gotten more auras too. I believe the mech was picked up a bit not too long ago as well for Old 11, so some more sustain as mid.
They do find G. They have the chain locked down with the Boundless, but he's still able to get the BKB off after it. They'll look towards Yang. Karsk is out, rooted as well by Old 11. He'll use himself up. Vici Gaming, can they help him out? Roll forward from Kaka. They killed off the Sand King. Yang is dead. With the glimpse onto Yi, BKB's now well off. There's the Cypher Vice follow-up. Paparazzi coming in with the BKB and the Wukong's command. Yi is dead, down for 100 seconds. Kaka as well in trouble. They've lost 2, no buybacks. Yang's in with the Burrow Strike. The that's Witch Doctor dead. Spectre's gone. Fori dead, no buyback. Only the Witch Doctor that can buy back into this. This should be the window for Vici Gaming to at least take some racks away from Keen.
It doesn't... it doesn't look like the best Wukongs at first, but then they just get the glimpse after the BKB's over, and
he's straight back in.
Keen's forced to fight, and now no buybacks available. This is easily 2 racks, if not just the game.
We'll see how much more the Vici Gaming feel they can go for. The racks taken them. We'll make sure they at least get 1 set of racks. It looks like they're pinging out the top, so not going straight for the game. Playing the safer route. Looking to make sure that they can just increase their advantage. They know that there are 2 short cooldowns, both Witch Doctor and the Earth Spirit back in the game in under 10.
Is he trying to glimpse someone out of the fountain there? Okay, I don't know. I love seeing those type of plays when people respawn and you glimpse them all the way out, but they will play it safe, get those 2 racks, and now it's a 24K gold advantage. And I think they killed the Courier before that fight started, and I think it was the Manta. Yeah, it was the Manta finished on the Spectre too, so, ooh, costly for Keen as Vici has full control.
They really do. And they'll place the advantage as well. Back up, take the Roshan. No way that Keen gets over to this pit unless they do some sort of crazy Horn play. But it would be a huge risk. They need that Horn in so much to just have a chance of winning the fights. They have to make sure that the next fight is absolutely perfect. Otherwise, this game is going to be over for Keen.
And it's into Aegis and Cheese now, which is going to make it that much harder. As we see our 4, oh man, I'm just waiting for Fade to hit that #1 net worth position, man. Our 4 position is almost there. Paparazzi looking to invade.
Oh, the Boundless onto the 2 of them. Paparazzi, BKB, and the Wukong's command is out. They will TP over to the Shrine. They'll look to get the Squishy first onto DY. Kaka getting punched down, able to roll away. DY is still alive for now. There's the Hex play coming out from Fade, locking down old 11. He's still running with the Crimson Guard. He's trying to get out, but the Boundless Strike finishes him. Keen Gaming, 3 dead. No buybacks once again. Still, I'll call it, there it is. GG well played is called. And Vici Gaming take this game 1, and pretty darn convincingly as well.
Yeah, they got the lane setups that they wanted. The sniper maybe not doing as good as they expected, perhaps. You know, Grant was talking about